All right, everybody. Fresh off of annual convention 2024. It's in the books. Very exciting event, very momentous event. People are coming out of there with their hairs on fire. I thought there'd be no better way than to start the post-convention training day than to have the president of Millennial Flame Agency, Kedlyn Colon, with me, who was a very integral part of the convention as she ran and helped run the Spanish version of the convention. So I'm excited to have you, your energy, your perspective with us today. Kedlyn, thank you. And how are you today?
Thank you for having me. I'm great. I'm amazing. I'm excited. I'm full of energy, way more energy than what I had when I came into convention. Like getting out of convention was just like it blew my mind completely. The amount of new agents that we recruited based on the post, based on everything that we're doing during convention, the amount of interviews that I had to do now, the team, how excited they are, how ready they are. Yesterday they had different calls. Like I'm like, wait, you guys did all this? And I'm like, okay, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. This is how excited you guys are. Okay.
Yeah, man. Convention has a way of putting people's butts into gear. You know, let's talk about convention first, the actual event itself. You know, from your perspective, Kedlyn, what were some things that you saw? You were a part of just about every piece of it: the moving, the shaking, the speakers, the regular convention, the Spanish convention. What was your perspective?
I honestly think that this convention so far, from the 3 conventions that I have been into, this has been so far the most powerful convention. Why? Because I believe this year FFL was just way more intentional with the marketing, with the recruiting aspect, and the fact that we had Spanish and English happening simultaneously at the same time. The Spanish community felt so honored.
Wow.
And everyone was so excited about it that they actually brought more people, and they're like, oh my God, we have the same amount of knowledge, resources, everything. The same that they have in English, we have it now in Spanish. Like I can't miss this opportunity. So everyone was just really excited, from the English one to the Spanish. The English people were like, oh my God, you guys are making a lot of noise. And then we were the same. I'm like, you guys are making a lot of noise too. And we were like in competition to see which group was making more noise. And we were like, everyone was so excited and just sharing information, just helping each other, seeing the carriers there, the speakers. I'm like, what the freak? The amount of Hall of Famers. My mom said this. They lost their respect. These people this year lost the respect for the 400 families. Like they went above and beyond, triple everything. Like Hall of Fame nowadays, it's like, wait, let's create new sharks, because this is not enough anymore. We were just so excited, and I feel like everyone just had the intentionality, every single agency, to take advantage of this convention. I think that for real, this has been the best convention yet for us, for Family First Life, the Spanish community, for those who speak English. It was in the surprises. I'm just like I said at the beginning, blow mind. Like I'm like, what is going on right here? It's crazy.
That's fantastic. Yeah, definitely. I've been to all 10 conventions. And so for me, this was definitely the best event we've had, the best executed, the best speakers, the best energy, the most intent, a lot of new people, a lot of excitement, just incredible event. Incredible event, And so, but to hear your perspective from the Spanish convention and hearing that the actual setting it apart at the same time means a lot. Is that what I'm hearing? And that it meant a lot?
Yes.
Can you go into depth on that? Because a part of me in my head is like, they're missing the main event. But you're like, no. There's 2 main events. right?
Yes.
So I want to hear that version. I think there's others that want to hear it as well.
Yeah. So the thing with this was that honestly, even it going into the preparation of doing the Spanish convention, we had initially thought the same thing. We're like, oh my God, we're gonna miss, the English portion and all these things. But when we put one and one together and we realized that we're getting the same amount of information, the speakers are amazing. We still have Hall of Famers, agency, integrity partners upstairs speaking Spanish and training and doing all these things. Like we were like, wait, we have the same amount of resources.
Wow.
So for the Spanish community to understand, the Family First Life is actually supporting
That's amazing.
Their community, our community, because I'm part of it. I'm Latina myself. And knowing that, damn, they took the time to not only do the main convention, but they actually did something completely separate for us, but not separate in a sense that, oh, we're isolated or anything like that. Part of it. Like they made us part of the schedule. They made us part of everything. And to know that we have our own room, that we have our own speakers, integrity partners, Hall of Fame agents, Hall of Fame agency owners, like it was just so freaking powerful. Having representatives that only spoke Spanish on that stage for us was amazing.
Wow.
Understanding the power that we have as Latinos was like, it was basically when Sean went over there, and when Sean over there was like, this is a message. I'm telling you guys that this opportunity is for you too, and I want to help you. How can I help you? How can we make this bigger? How can we make this better? How can we make you more profitable?
Wow.
And the fact that he took out of his time to do this, and we all came together to build this massive event for the Spanish community, the 3 days mark. It wasn't one day. It wasn't a couple hours. Let me see what I can do. It was a whole planned event. It was so powerful. Like we felt so honored. In other agencies or the IMOs, this type of thing doesn't happen.
Right.
It does not happen. It's either you know English or your crew, But for us, it was like, there you go. You wanted resources? There you go. You wanted leads? Here you go. You wanted education? Here you go. You wanted carriers? Here you go. I'm like, left and right. I was part of the planning and I was even impressed. I was surprised. I'm like, what happened here? When did this happen? Right. So it was just amazing. Dude. I don't have any other words. It was just freaking amazing.
It makes sense that you're the first guest on with me after the convention. I mean, there is nothing short of fire coming from you right now. And so that's awesome. That level of inclusivity means a lot. Like it's important. Yes. And I'm glad to hear it from that perspective. It's so important, so powerful. And it also sets the pace now for what 2024 Correct. Looks like for you, right? In a different kind of way. Now I'm going to get back to that, but let's talk about the speakers. I don't know if you got a chance to hear the keynote speakers and some of the messaging that they had. There were phenomenal keynotes with Barbara Corcoran, with Alex Morton, with David Goggins, Dave Anderson, and Shannon Sharp. I know those nighttime keynotes were probably a little bit easier to get to, but you had some really good ones with Goggins and Shannon Sharp, and even, Pastor Matthew killed it. I mean, what did you see, or what was some of the feedback that you got from some of the keynote speakers that were there?
I think in general, because they all had their essence, but at the same time, they were delivering the same message. Because honestly, at the end of the day, there's only one message to deliver. It's like, get your head in the freaking game, work, do whatever you had to do, but make it happen. But they all drop in old essence, you know what I mean? But I think that the general message was like, get all those distractions, all that that you have going on, either around you in your head, whatever it is, get it out of your life and get to freaking work. Like one of the things that impact me the most was they talk a lot about your mindset, because your mindset, it's the one thing that is going to take you to the next level. And if you're not training this, if you're not educating this, if you're not telling your mind, hey, drop the BS, hey, don't do this, hey, believe in yourself, hey, stop distracting yourself, then you're not going to get anywhere. So the main thing for me, and the most powerful thing that they talk about, which is the main thing about this business, is your head, your mindset, how you work around that, how you build that, how you're able, like, it's so incredible how much this little brain of yours can do. It can manifest everything that happens in your life, in your business, in every single aspect. So if you're not training and taking the time to understand, identify, fix, build, train, then you're not going to go anywhere. And that was the biggest thing that I took from all the speakers, honestly, because again, they all said it in their own way, but they said it. Some of them didn't say BS. Some of them were a little bit more, but at the end of the day, they said it straightforward. Like, you had to work with yourself. There's no pointing fingers type of situation. If you have an issue, the problem is you. Right. If you have a problem, the problem is you. It's not everyone else around you, because you allow those people to be around you. So everything starts with you, ends with you. So for me, that was the biggest thing. And a lot of us let the mindset of the self-developing part completely aside. Some of us even forget about it. And we don't understand the power that our mind has. We don't understand it. We don't understand the real power that our mind has. And that was the biggest thing that I think I've been learning how to develop in the past year. But when they said, I'm like, oh my God, it makes so much sense. Because if you're not in the right mindset, then how you want to go here? If you're not taking action based on your goals, then how? It's something that I learned, and I will never forget about this. There's the difference between goals and dreams. Dreams, you can think about them. You can do all these things. Goals are things that you establish, and you're going to take action upon. So everyone is a dreamer, but very little people establish goals. So that was the biggest thing that I got out of the convention.
Who said that?
I don't remember.
I was waiting for you to tell me. I'm sitting here baiting breath like, that's a great
I
point.
don't remember,
oh my
and
gosh.
I don't remember who said it. I don't remember. I think it was Shannon. Probably was Shannon. I don't remember because I was going up and down for the Spanish and the English one. But I do remember that part. It was just so freaking powerful. I think it was Shannon, though.
Okay, makes sense. But that's strong. That's still strong, because you're right. I mean, goals are the ticker marks to success, and
yes.
So that's important in general. And so, but when I look at, now everything you're saying, but then coming out of an event like this and getting ready to put your feet to the fire, because we all know motivation is extremely temporary. We know that an event can take you up to the moon, and then you go home, Kedlyn.
Yep.
And you have to put the rubber to the road.
Yep.
What are you hearing with rubber to the road? What is Millennial Flame talking about in regards to mobilizing and getting out there to make dreams become reality?
Yeah. So it's crazy that you're asking that question, because yesterday, I was the last one to get back home, and the team was like, Kedlyn, don't worry about it, because you have done so much for us. We're going to plan a call with every single one of our agencies. We're going to expose what happened at convention, plan, I'm like, okay. Yesterday, Monday morning, I got so many text messages from group chats and everything. These managers are freaking crazy. They all plan their own calls. They're all talking between each other. They plan all these things, and they have every single person, even those who couldn't come to the convention, they got them all plugged into what actually it's happening. Like how excited they are. They're structured leads. The managers today, they started today. They're doing trainings at 9 a.m. in the morning on how to call leads for new agents. Either it's telesales or in-home to set up appointments. They're doing one-on-one trainings. They're just bringing information that was brought at the convention in Spanish, because we didn't have that. It was provided at convention. They're just planning. It's just like, oh, we have all the resources. Let me put the pieces now in order so we can start moving. And these people started yesterday. I'm saying these people because honestly, they took the initiative yesterday to do everything. So I was supposed to do that today, and they started yesterday, like right away. They were like, "We're not waiting." We're like, "Kedlyn, don't worry about it. We got this." I'm like, "Okay, I like this type of initiative. I love it." So my point being is that now that we have all the resources together, we're putting everything. Okay, this goes besides this. Let's do this one first, then this after, because it makes more sense for the business. And that's basically what we're establishing. The resources were provided at convention. Now it's a matter of putting it in action. And we just started yesterday putting every single thing in action. It's a matter of time to not only see the numbers, but see the amount of agents that were already recruited in convention to get started right away. Like we have people that we recruited in the past weekend already today taking their one-on-one as a new agent induction to start next week already with everything. We already started contracting. Like this is how fast we're moving with everything because we want to kill it. We want to make our goals that we have for 2024, we're going to make it half of the year. So this is how not only motivated, but how disciplined we are into putting those things and that structure in action to make it happen for every single agency. And we're going to go so freaking wide that I can't, it's just so crazy to see the team, how wide it's going right now. I'm like, what the freak just happened? Everyone started commenting on the video that we posted for recruiting, flame. I'm like, how many interviews I had? You have 15 interviews for today. I'm like, oh my God, Jesus, hallelujah. How are we gonna make this happen? Let's divide to conquer. So my point being is that it's just crazy how much impact we can do. But it's not just about the impact, it's what you can do with that, or what you do moving forward with that. It's not about being excited, like you said, but also putting in place a plan that this assignment is basically going to push to make it happen and make it fast. So it's just, everything is just moving so quick. And I just got home. Legit, I got home just today. And we're like, okay, this is happening. Got it.
What do you think about convention that creates that kind of intentionality? Urgency is the word I'm looking for. Intentionality, urgency, and speed.
I think for me, I will speak for myself. I think that for me is that I get to see all these people and all the goals that I establish in the stage. And I'm like, I don't want to be left behind. I had to move forward. What do I need to do? Tell me what I had to do to get to that point. So convention is this event that puts your goals in front of your freaking face. And it's like, okay, it's a reality. What are you going to do? You know? So for me, it's like a slap in the face, but in a good sense, because it's like a wake up call. It's like, it's right there. I can touch it. I can talk to it. I can do all these things. I can grab the ideas. I can share knowledge. I can exchange phone numbers. It's right there. It's her reality. You know, whatever I was dreaming about, she did it. He did it. You know, so it's like a slap in your face of reality. And I'm like, okay, we got it. I had new agents fly from Atlanta, Georgia, California, Miami, Utah, and Arizona. And they're like, Kedlyn, how is that we missed this for so long? Like, because you just decided to follow me on IG and not take the step. But this is the right place, the right time for you to do it. And I'm like, okay, let's do this right now. So people flew from their respective states because they have been seeing something and on social media. And once they saw me in person, and again, it's not about me, but it's about what this opportunity can do for you if you actually take it. I'm just a vivid example of what this opportunity can do if you actually, you know, put yourself out there and you make it happen. So they're like, oh my God. Once they saw me, they're like, Kedlyn, I'm like, this is real. I'm like, yes, it's real. And this can happen for you in the next 6 months. You want to be on that stage? You want to be one of the speakers on the next Spanish convention? This is what you have to do, period. So it was just crazy. It's just crazy. crazy.
What was it like seeing the belief in the Spanish community and the Latino community's eyes, and some of the men and women that are agents, just seeing what now feels really possible?
It's freaking magical. Like, to be able, at some point of the convention, I even got emotional. Not because I was sad, but because I was so excited and happy for the people. Like, seeing them, looking at their faces for real. In the entire convention, I was sitting behind because I wanted to be able to see everything. And seeing their faces every single time, listening, taking notes, knowing, it's not about knowing, understanding that this opportunity is also for them, and that they have everything to kill it, to make it happen. That Hall of Fame nowadays is just something so little compared to all the possibilities that are there. Like, for them, for me to see that was like, bro, this is so freaking magical. It's like you moving, it's like you putting bread where ants are at, and you put a little piece of bread, and all the ants are gonna go directly to that little bread. It was just like that, Mark. I'm not even being dramatic. Like, it was putting a little bit of bread and all the ants coming at the same time. I'm like, they're all hunting for that bread, that little bread. They were all hunting for it. I'm like, it was just so freaking exciting. It was amazing. I have never seen such thing from any other IMO. For any other IMO, every time I ask another agent from another IMO, hey, like, how your convention was and everything. Oh yeah, you either have to understand English or you have to understand English. Oh, okay. What about the leads? Did they give you leads, Spanish leads? No, we don't have Spanish. We had to look for a market. I'm like, oh, okay. Let me know when your gas is off, that you don't have more gas, because the leads are the gas to this business. So let me know whenever you don't have more gas, so I can go and rescue you real quick. You know, it was really exciting to know that we have all of this for a Spanish community. Freaking, like, 20 speakers at the Spanish convention. Out of those 20 speakers, 9 were from Millennial Flame. And we didn't get there just because. Like, numbers, leadership, work ethic, everything was taken under consideration to be on that stage. So we felt just so proud to be representing not only FFL, but our agency itself. It was just like, okay, we got this. Next year is going to be like almost everyone from Millennial Flame are going to be on that stage, okay? That's exactly what we're going to do. It was just amazing. I don't have words. Like, it's just so freaking exciting. It's just amazing. It's crazy.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. Your enthusiasm and passion is a 12 always, but I think what you're saying and the direction and the things you picked up and the things you saw, watched, and are seeing go into motion right now is the deal. And so it makes a lot of sense listening to what you're saying and helping us understand not only the power of convention, but some of the things that took place this past weekend that were magical. So thank you so much, Kedlyn, for sharing with us. And I appreciate you always. Thank you so much for being a guest on the show. And I'm looking forward to having you back. Millennial Flame, always on fire, all the time, non-stizop. Great work out there, Kedlyn.